Boom! What's going on, guys? My name is Tom and I have type 3 OI. For us OI people, it's very important that you have strength everywhere, and for normal people. So if you have no condition at all, you can still benefit from watching this video, right? So grip strength for us OI people is very, very important because it determines how you go about everyday activities and just living in general, because we use our grip in everyday scenarios by lifting objects, by stabilizing ourselves, by transferring, and so forth. So it's important to have good grip strength, and if you don't have good grip strength, what would happen? Well, your chances of encountering injuries are high. In general, you're not stable nor durable. And when you are not stable and or durable, right, you are prone to many things, like and I mean that with with concern, right? So it's important to have good grip strength. Think about it. Every day we're using our hands, our arms every single day. Same thing for walking. Your knees must be super strong, along with your ankles. It needs to be super strong in order to make sure that you are standing properly, walking properly, and just to be stabilized. If your ankles and or knees or hips are weak and or not stabilized or durable enough, right, then your walking and the form and stuff like that is hindered. And the same thing applies to your grip, right, or your hands, right? So if you don't have good grip strength, good durability within your hands and everything like that, doing everyday activities or going about everyday activities will be a hassle, because you're always concerned about whether if this object is going to hurt me or not, or you may fall due to instability, and we're going to create stability in this area, right, and to make it more durable and to essentially have more strength and power within, right? So let me give you an example before I continue with this. Way back in the day when I was a kid, right, I fractured a ton as a kid. But anyways, I was opening a door for someone, and as a result, I fractured my arm, right? But I learned something from that, and that is, by opening a door, that shouldn't be the main cause of the injury that I've encountered, right? The issue was that my body was weak, and every person should be able to open a door, a normal door. Yeah, it was quite heavy. It's a quite heavy of a door, but still, right, it caused a fracture. So I thought about it. I'm like, all right, I need to fix this. So I did a lot of, self-reflecting and just going about my everyday, activities and stuff like that. And I noticed that my arms aren't powerful enough or not stable enough in order to perform those actions that I did that caused this injury. So I started to improve upon my grip and just my muscle overall, or my whole body in general, right? I started to improve myself, right? And since I do use a manual wheelchair, the grip strength over the years, right, my grip strength has been improved. But in order to further progress with developing stronger grip strength, you need to exercise your grip or your hands, right? You need to exercise them. And this is the only way to improve your grip, is to exercise. Exercising is the main fundamental thing that everyone should have in their lifestyle. Exercising, okay? If you are sedentary, you are prone to fracture at a higher level compared to those who exercise on a regular basis. I exercise on a regular basis, at least 3 to 4 times a week, okay? But for you guys, depending on the severity, you go based on how you feel, and you go from there. You don't want to overdo it, right? But basically, right, this tool, this hand gripper tool, has improved my grip strength dramatically. I mean dramatically. It's not about, just repping it. No, it's about feeling the muscles work, right? By using the hand gripper, you will literally train your forearms, which translate into stronger hands and better grip, or stronger grip, which in the end, like I said in the beginning, it will translate to doing everyday activities and things will be much easier for you, and you will have less concerns about encountering injuries, because you are stable enough and you have the power or the strength in order to do those things, if that makes any sense, right? So if you're weak in the first place, you'll notice you're probably shaky, or it's very difficult to lift things up or transfer yourself or whatever the case might be. You find it a hassle basically. So by improving your grip strength, you should notice that things will become easier, less of a hassle, and it's just natural to you now to open a door, to lift certain objects by transferring yourself. It should be natural, right? I have my clients that I train. If you guys need a coach, hire me. I coach people with OI and without OI. So if you guys are interested, check my description and or leave a comment or hit me up through my social medias. Anyhow, I have a client who didn't really practice transferring herself, right? And she was fairly new to transferring herself. But since I've been training her from the beginning, from the journey that we've been on, or that she's been on, she has been developing the grip strength and just overall muscle and strength in general in order to perform these actions with ease. Because prior to her training and on this journey, it was very difficult for her to even transfer, okay? And I believe transferring is one of the main fundamental things that all people should do this with ease, right? If you cannot transfer yourself, depending on your severity, everyone's different, don't get me wrong, but you should able to transfer yourself, because that would definitely help with like doing everyday things like I mentioned, going to the bathroom, transferring yourself, lifting a plate up, whatever the case might be, right? So since she has trained her grip and been exercising in general, her ability to transfer has been improved dramatically and drastically. Her parents are proud of me because I've taught her and trained her in the right, proper way. And in general, now she's much more stronger and durable and much more stabilized. So now she could do things with ease, okay guys? So this hand gripper is just one of many tools that you could utilize in order to enhance or improve upon your grip strength and everything around that. So when I say grip, it literally means your grip, the way you hold things, and your wrist strength and your forearm strength. All of this ties in together. All of this plays a role. They all translate together, right? And then this will translate to in real life activities and things, right? And exercise. So if you could squeeze this, now there's different levels, different strength of hand grippers. There's easy ones, there's medium ones, and there's super hard ones. I'm not quite sure which one this is. I'm sure this is a beginner one, but nonetheless, it still does the job, okay? So basically, you just want to wrap this out as many as you can. You want to feel the burn, and yeah, that's pretty much it. That's exercising your grip strength or exercising your hand, which will translate to better and stronger grip strength when you do these exercises, right? Excuse me. So yeah, and especially if you're a wheelchair user, right? And if you're a electric wheelchair user, your grip strength is pretty much non-existent, right? Which is, don't get me wrong, but I know your guys' severity is different, but we need to improve upon that. And if you're a manual wheelchair user like me, your grip strength should be stronger than others, right? Because you are utilizing your hands and your grip every single time when you do push your wheelchair as a manual wheelchair user. So as I said in the beginning, over the years of me using my manual wheelchair, I have developed good grip strength. But I wanted to improve that because I started to lift heavier weights and I got heavier myself, so transferring needs to be easier for me. So I began training my grip, right? Every day. I did this legit every day when I was like a teenager, guys, in high school. I did this I got big. Look at these forearms, dog. Look at that. That's, see the muscle? Yeah, man. Popeye right here, dude. So I know it's gonna be very tedious, difficult, a hassle, you know, to do this perhaps, but take it from me, guys. I've been there. I've done pretty much everything what you guys are thinking or gals are thinking about, right? I, as a kid, broke over 100 bones, had countless of surgeries, and I mean countless of surgeries and countless of fractures, guys, okay? And I really wanted to stop breaking, right? I really wanted to stop fracturing my bones. So I needed a way in order to make myself better, right? And people rely on medications, people rely on like these doctors, and don't get me wrong, they do have its aspect. Those do play a role, like the medication and the doctors, but ultimately it comes from yourself, from within. If you're really wanting to get better and stronger, you need to work towards that, okay guys? Strength doesn't just appear out of nowhere. Muscle building doesn't appear out of nowhere, right? You need to work on yourself. So depending on your severity, I know I have videos about how to exercise with different types of OI, right, and the severity of your case or whatever the case might be. So if you guys are interested in that, please check out my YouTube video and go check out my YouTube channel and go check out my videos. I have countless of exercising videos and tips for those who have OI, right? But you guys really need to work on your weak points. Your weak points are the main things that you should be focusing on, right? So if you have weak hands, weak grip, you're not able to lift things, open things, or transfer yourself, that is your weak point. So you need to improve upon that, right? So there's many ways, as I said, to train your grip. One is this. You could so way back then when I was a little bit more delicate, you know, anything guys. So this is let's just say this is filled up with water, turning, focusing grip strength. Or let's just say this is full of water, right? And then just holding it, static holds, just holding it, make sure the water bottle don't fall out of your hand. Ultimately, this will train your grip, right? Because you're literally gripping this, and then when you get tired, obviously you let go. And then when you regain your stamina back, you want to do it again and let go. So that's, I mean, and you can have like rubber bands, right? So if you have rubber bands, you want to start with one and wrap it around your fingers, go like that. That's, you know, that's fine. That's still training your grip and training your hands. As you get stronger, as you progress, you want to add more resistance, okay? So that means you want to make it a little bit harder. So if you're using the rubber band trick because either you are delicate or don't have the equipment or whatever the case might be, right? You want to add more rubber bands to make it harder. So, and then you wrap it out, right? And then once you get strong enough, you can hold like a water jug. You could, as I said, use the hand gripper. As you get really strong, then you start using the hand grippers. And this is how you develop good grip strength, along with muscular arms, strong wrists, and so forth, guys. I mean, I can't stress it enough how important it is to have good grip strength. It translates to everything in life, everything. Whether if you have OI or not, having good grip strength is the key to making sure that your body is strong and capable and durable for longevity wise, or for the longevity aspect, right? Because if you notice, elderly people who are sedentary, don't exercise, right, they are prone to fractures because now their weak links, their weak points have become even weaker. Yeah, prior to them getting old, they were able to do all these things, but as you get old, because us OI people are similar to elderly people, such as the delicate bones and stuff like that. So the doctors stresses to the elderly people that you must exercise if you don't want to encounter injuries. You must improve the weak points, the weak links, right? And especially for elderly people who can walk, right? If they don't get enough walking in or don't get enough exercising in when it comes to their legs, their hips and their knees and their ankles will start giving out first. And it's just a domino effect from there. I'm sure you guys seen your family members or others, in their elderly stages, and it's just a negative effect on the human body if you neglect that, okay? And it applies to the same thing. It applies to the grip and the wrist and the forearm. The same thing when I just mentioned about the legs and the hips and the ankles and the knees. Same thing applies to the grip and the arms, guys. Same thing. It's the same aspect, okay? But if you're capable of walking, I'm not really capable of walking, but if you're capable of walking, right, your grip strength still plays a role along with your lower half, okay? So if you're training your grip strength and if you're capable of walking, improve your walking or improve your hips your knees and your ankles too. You don't want to neglect that. Basically, you don't want to neglect anything, guys, right? You don't want to neglect anything. You must train every single day, every single muscle. I do train every single muscle, right? So I like when I train arms, so I do biceps, and then triceps, and then shoulders, right? And then if I want to train back, I train back, obviously, chest, so on and so forth, guys, right? Forearms. Yeah, I legit train everything. I'm not saying that you must become a bodybuilder, but just improve upon the weak links. And then just by doing that, you are progressing with fitness. And when you do that, at the end of the day, you have developed a stronger and much more durable body, which makes you more resilient. Therefore, having less fractures, or not as prone to fracturing anymore, because now you have the durability and the strength to withstand all these stresses. So hopefully this video has helped you out. If it did, please leave me a thumbs up, guys. Leave me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns. Subscribe to stay tuned in. I'll catch you in the next one.